you guys asked for the story and we're going to give it to you.
Yes, we are.
So there we were, right? And this is going back in the first 5 months or so that we were together.
Mm-hmm.
And we were living on a 34-foot sailboat in Australia,
Mm-hmm.
right outside of Brisbane. And we were getting into yet another fight. And you see, in the beginning of our relationship, Chris and I fought a lot.
We were constantly triggering the shit out of each other. You know,
And
there were just so many issues that couldn't be resolved individually that we needed that close sounding board in order to, be able to access.
that's right. So we had been really kind of doing our own work. Like I was doing a lot of my own work around getting vulnerable and getting honest and allowing myself to really connect with people, but I couldn't take it to that next level till I was in a relationship.
Right.
So naturally I found myself in a relationship, and as some of you may know, we are a twin flame couple.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody tends to think that these twin flame relationships are just these easy breezy, lovey-dovey, all rainbows and butterflies, and they're not, right? There's a lot of growth that has to happen in the twin flame relationship.
Right on.
So we were perfectly paired to trigger the shit out of each other.
And it happened.
So that we could grow in the areas that we needed growing. So Chris had a lot of jealousy and insecurity, which was kind of manifesting as some codependence. And I was like this extreme Miss Independent. And I'm also very private. Like I have the Scorpio moon, and I like to kind of keep things close to the cuff, and I don't really always put everything out there. And it's not because I'm being secretive or shady. It's just I'm a kind of a private person. And so when we would fight and Chris would be like, well, what are you doing? I would take it personally. And I'd be like, oh, you don't trust me, right? And every time he would ask me what I was doing or want to know who I was talking to, I would get really, really fired up because I was taking his jealousy personally.
So there we were this one night. I came in from work and we started fighting. I can't even remember what triggered the argument to begin with.
Me either, and that's how funny it is now, right?
But we started yelling at each other, and I mean the whole marina could hear us. We're living on this 34-foot masthead sloop in a marina, and everybody could hear. And I may have called Lindsay a hood rat.
And he also called me the wrong name.
I may have said, why are you getting so angry? And went to call her my ex-partner's name in that moment.
So naturally, because I was already, in my reactive state of anger, hearing him accidentally call me a different name absolutely was just like fucking kerosene onto the fire. Because there I was, and I was like, oh, you want to sit around and accuse me of being shady, and here you are calling me all these names. So I was fired up, and I was like, you know what? That's it. I'm done. And I was like, I'm done, I'm leaving, I'm not doing this. Because I'm the runner, right? Shit gets too hard and I peace out. Mm-hmm. So I was about to be done. And I almost left that day.
So there we are, taking the night to cool off normally simmers things down. But the next morning we're back at each other again.
And I'm done, I'm packing my stuff.
She's packing her shit. And I'm like, you know what? You're not going, and if you do, you're not taking your stuff with you. So I start grabbing her shit and throwing it off the boat into the marina, into the water.
And not only that, so he had my laptop, he had my phone, and he had them hidden, and he didn't throw those in the water.
I was about to.
But everything that he had gotten me while we were together, he chucked into Moreton Bay, like a child, like a bratty little child.
What can I say? I wasn't functioning. I was connecting with 13-year-old Chris, who was still very hurt and fragile and didn't know how to process. So I was throwing shit in the water. I had her laptop and I said, if you leave, this is going in the water too. And she lost it. She started bashing the cupboards in the boat and broke her hand, and then asked me to take her to the emergency care, which I did. She got x-rayed. And
it wasn't broken, it was just bruised.
She's like, you need to peace the fuck out and leave me alone until I get in touch with you. And so I went and left her on my boat and stayed at my dad's house.
So we took a week apart, and you guys, the point is that was probably one of our peak finest moments in dipping down into reaction, into bullshit, into filters, into childish behavior, into old patterns, old wounds, all of that. And the point is that we've risen from that. Mm-hmm. We have
like the phoenix, yo.
Come 1,000 miles from that place. We don't argue like that anymore. No. We don't fight like that anymore. It's not to say we never have misunderstandings or arguments or things that need to be hashed out. That's part of being in a relationship. But Chris no longer acts like a child. I no longer shut down and just leave when something's upsetting me.
Right.
Now we communicate, you guys. And that's the point of sharing that story. Because anybody can grow from anything, right? If you're dedicated to yourself and you're dedicated to your path and you come to self-love and you love your partner, you guys can work through anything.
Absolutely.
And if it wasn't for every single one of those crazy, ridiculous, immature fights that we had in the beginning, we never would be able to be what we are today. This awesome couplepreneur, doing the hug your
Power
chaos
couple,
thing,
yo.
power couple, right? Conscious couple who now gets to teach other people just like you how to do the damn thing and how to own your life.
And I just want to throw on the back of that everybody that we have worked with, whether individually or as a couple, has ended up connecting with that same energy of empowerment within their relationship. That's what happens when you do your own work.
Bam. We'll see you guys soon.